Hey guys, one of the YouTubers I follow, Bibi's World, for her 1000 subscriber video did a anime tag set of questions, and I thought, oh well, it's quite interesting, I might do that myself. So after a while I finally got around to doing it. I did shoot one yesterday but the camera died. Hopefully it doesn't die today, because last time I was talking for like 10 or so minutes before I realised that the camera had died, which is really annoying. Anyway, I'll put a link down to her channel in the description so you can go and watch it. She covers like anime figures, anime reviews of shows, and she talks about manga. And she does streams for The Sims 4 and Minecraft. So if those are things that you're interested in watching, then, you know, subscribe to her and yeah, watch her stuff. The first question: would you rather buy second-hand figures or brand new figures? I'll expand out for me because I don't have much in the way of anime figures. So I'll include just general action figures and Transformers as well. So for me, I would prefer to buy brand new, but I don't mind buying second hand purely because there are things that I missed earlier when they originally got released, because I didn't have the money for them, or I suppose another way of putting it is they were too expensive for my tastes. Like the largest Transformer I have, the most expensive one I own, I bought it when it was on sale, so it was heavily reduced, and that's the only reason why I own it, because it was heavily reduced. It was a lot cheaper. There were figures that I wanted growing up that I couldn't, you know, I couldn't afford at the time, so buying them second hand was the only option. And ages ago, many moons ago, I didn't have a debit card or access to PayPal or anything like that, so I'd have to find somebody else that could order and pay for things for me, and then I would reimburse them the cost to get it over here. So I prefer brand new, but I'm quite happy to buy second hand. The second question: have you ever pirated anime before? If so, what was it? Technically yes, although I didn't personally pirate myself. One of my friends found me a couple episodes and put them on a disc of Tekkaman Blade, or Technoman Blade, purely because it was a show that played here at 5 in the morning in the 90s, and it's really hard to find a DVD copy of it, or any kind of copy, or back when I was looking for it, it was extremely hard to find. So a friend of mine gave me like the first, I think it's the first 3 episodes, it's like the beginning arc of it. Other than that, I've streamed a few shows like Tokyo Ghoul and Sword Art Online, purely because, you know, like I don't know if they're things that I'd like to watch, and we don't have much in the way of anime channels over here. So, you know, you can put down money to buy a full season of something and end up not liking it, and then having to on-sell it, or you know, paying for a streaming service just to watch one show that you might not really be that interested in. But I do have a stipulation for stuff that I stream in. and that if it is something I enjoy, I will buy it, or try to find some way to support the creators of it. The third question, Blu-ray or DVD, what is your preference? I don't actually own any Blu-rays. Until I think last year, I didn't have a Blu-ray capable device to use to watch Blu-rays, and technically my preference would actually be digital. I just like buying stuff online and, you know, streaming it to either my laptop or one of my consoles, because I just find that easier. Other than that, I've accumulated a lot of DVDs throughout life, mainly because they are a lot cheaper to buy. You know, like a Blu-ray film is about $40 here. Most DVD films are only about $25 when they come out, so that difference in price means that I'm sort of more prone to buying, if I was buying brand new, buying a DVD or whatever's cheaper, really. Just because I like to be frugal with my money, and, you know, if I can get a bargain, I'll take a bargain. The fourth question, what series would you love to see another season of? Really, there's two shows that I would probably enjoy seeing more of, which are Trigun and Cowboy Bebop. The problem with that is that both of them are really quite self-contained stories. There's probably room for Trigun to have a second season type thing, but really it probably doesn't make much sense. And for Cowboy Bebop, it would really have to be like a prequel series, and I don't really think it would add anything. Excuse me, in both cases they're really things that are quite well contained within the anime that they got and in what film they have, which I think for both of them is just a single film, that fit within the timeline of the series itself. A while ago I probably would have said another season of Fooly Cooly or FLCL would be cool, but that's actually going to be something that happens, so I can't really name that one either. And then the other stuff I watch is normally sort of mecha stuff like Gundam, and most of that again is quite well contained within each season or series that it gets. So, you know, I don't really have anything specific I'd like to see more of, but if I could have more of something, it would probably be Trigun or Cowboy Bebop. The fifth question, do you think the anime community is an accepting group to be part of? I can't really say I know many people in the anime community. I know I have friends that watch it, but I wouldn't really single them out as being people that are specific to an anime community. And outside of the Transformers community, probably the only other community that I'm part of would be the cosplay community. So in general I find people that are into anime or anime groups are quite accepting. You might have differences of opinions, but I can't really say I've come across a group of assholes in anime, which I have when it came to the Transformers community and the cosplay community. In both cases I've had people that weren't very inviting and weren't very accepting of either me or just the things I was into, sort of thing. You know, they were more into highly accurate stuff or a different series to what I was into, sort of thing, so we sort of butted heads and that. But all in all, the people that I've met that like anime have been cool people, and I can't really say I've ever met someone that's been a dick. So the anime community must be pretty good then. The sixth question: what were the last 10 videos you watched on YouTube? So they are... That's my phone going off. A video of a 1936 knucklehead starting. Bibi's Minecraft stream from last night, her subscriber special thing, so I could have a reminder of what I was meant to do sitting here, which I've probably forgotten anyway, so hopefully this works out in the same way. Then her army figure haul, and then the next couple things are just Revel Star Wars stuff, so the Shuttle Tidarium and Bandai models for Star Wars, like walkers and ships, and that's purely because I want to find scale stuff that works with this, which I'll be doing another video on later, hopefully. So the videos that I have, if I scroll down, I don't know if you'll be able to see them, are a Minecraft stream by Owen Adams, and then followed by Bibi's under that, and then the AT-AT Walker stuff, Bandai ships for the U-Wing and a TIE Striker, the Imperial Shuttle Tidarium, and then Bibi's videos, and then the Knucklehead. And that's all I've got on there. My laptop one is full of videos for a person's channel to help them get their numbers up, so it just makes me look like I'm obsessed with them, when in reality all I've done is pretty much put their videos on and then gone about doing other stuff. Although I have watched some of them, because some of the older ones were covering things that I actually enjoyed, sort of thing, like Fully Coolly and that, or you know, we're around Armageddon or Japan Day and the Lantern Festival, which are all things that I've sort of missed because of social anxiety or being sick and the fact that I live in the middle of nowhere. The seventh question: do you think Lootcrate type purchases are worth the price, or are they a rip-off? Sometimes I think they can be worth the price, but personally, if I want something, I'm more happy to go out and buy it, just individually. Like if I wanted a t-shirt, or I wanted you know, a figure or a keychain or something like that, I'm more happy to buy it individually. I think Loot Crate boxes and stuff like it, you can be really hit and miss, so you can end up with a whole lot of stuff you don't want, and you've got to like on sell it or whatever. And at least when I'm buying in a store, I know that things I'm buying are the size I need them to be, or are what I want, sort of thing. And if there's a problem, I've got an easier way to take it back and get it fixed or replaced or whatever. But all in all, I think it comes down to the individual. If you want things like Loot Crate, then you know, you're happy to get them, and if you're happy just to buy things individually like myself, then you'll do that instead. And the last question: do bootleg or fake figures have a place, or should they all be destroyed? I'll extend that for third-party stuff. I think in some cases third-party figures, particularly with like Transformers and stuff, they can be a lot better than the actual original figures or official versions of them. So the higher price tag of them sort of, you know, balances out, or they're a lot cooler to have in your collection. I think the really cheap and nasty knockoff stuff though, yeah, nobody needs that, and some of it should definitely be avoided. I think all in all, as long as you know you're buying a bootleg, that's okay. But when people rip you off and act like it's official thing, then that is wrong, and excuse me, that sort of stuff should be stamped out. But I think high quality bootlegs are okay, particularly if you know it's a bootleg, and secondly if it's something you want that you don't have access to because it was created a long time ago, or it was something that was just too much for you to pay for. Because you know, like I realise that some people don't want to put hundreds or thousands of dollars down on something, and if they can buy a cheaper knockoff version that sort of fits that void, they're quite happy to do that. In saying that, I also think that there can be a hilarity factor for some bootlegs purely because they're so bad that they're good, and you just want to own them because they're that horrible. You know, like I used to have a really large Batman figure that had like glowing red eyes, and he looked like he was on drugs or something. So I bought that purely because it looked hilarious, and I've had others that have you know, like defects that make it look like they're slightly melted or something else, and you know, I've just found amusement in them. So I think good quality bootleg stuff is okay as long as you're buying, you know that you're buying bootleg stuff, but cheap and nasty knockoff stuff and being ripped off is definitely something that needs to be stamped out, sort of thing. And yeah, that's all the questions. I won't tag anyone because I don't really know anyone else that would do this set of questions, but if you want to do it, then I'll leave the list of questions in the description as well, and you can do it yourself and then link it through to Bibi's channel or to my channel, and I'll link it through to hers. And all in all, just take care of yourselves, and I'll see you the next time I do a video. Bye.